Peace. Peace.
You are the
Peace.
You are the star.
Peace.
You are the You are the
Peace.
star.
Peace.
The earth shining in light.
Peace.
Take that for the method, for taking your spirit, for the bridge of the source you ride.
Peace.
Sound for your current, for the present state. Spirit and entity for the human being. You reside for the third, for the material spiritual region, and has that, therefore,
Peace.
for you all the working means. Sense your minds and senses and mind that for the medium, for the between that for the material objects.
Peace.
You are that star. You are that star. You are that star. Mother Earth shining in light. Enlightening to take that for the method, for taking your spirit, for the bridge of the source you ride. Sound for your current, for the present state. Spirit and entity for the human being. You reside for the third, but the material spiritual region has that, therefore, for you all the working means. Sense your minds and senses and mind that for the medium, for the between that for the material objects, and consequently for your natural result power to becoming quite happy. As soon as that begin to ascend, powers which are now lying dormant become active and enough for the spirit to acquire, entity for the acquiring of the material higher. Method for you taking back the spirit, supreme source of that, the first concentrate, focus of the eyes, the third eye center for the spirit of the mind, to diffuse with the body for the benefit of the time, for the external object, and you desire your passage to the next to commit. Turning homer for the attending, for the internal sound, other words, variety that, for design with the sound, current for the original, for the immanent, for the distributed method, for the dynamic, the present. Being reside in third material for the spirit, I can find therefore for what it means. Mediums enough to define the consequence. Material objects and what it is to be handled. You had that soon enough for the dormant or the active spirit, what you conceive supreme. Concentrate.
Peace.
Dream. Never lived to read the deja vu, for this is words of with love for you, for this is strange man.
Peace.
For the produce that food for the thought, for the learning, the call from talk. That was what I've been earning for the living, for the earning after the returning it straight for the destination, and for the divinity, for the destiny. I can find the traveling for the gravel of the grave, grieving the loss and wellness, greed for the finding, embracing the needs and finding needles in a haystack for the reaping of what I saw so rare, for then a naked truth for the before the truth it was told. Forethought for the thought for the before speaketh the spells, and that for the couldn't articulate for the time for the class, and learned that for the coordinator for the will to be finding and subordinate for the relay. I can find acquired patient, discovered for the life of the pattern mood, or intent for the outcome for the coming out of their darkness, and the house and net for the hungry chirps. And hurt that the pain for the panhandling, for the butterfinger, for the bite of the words, or the truth that for the mouthful, enough for the digestive proposition, suggesting gestures and investors in store, supply that for the demand, and the mandatory for the satori, with the saturated for the Sunday's cloud, and the rain that for the raging, sinners in the water for the sacrament for the sacrifice, instead of that for the adding to the device, and the add fights to that the subtracted device was the devastated enough for the consequences of the maybe sequential.
Peace.
Of love or mind will take you to a higher place. You are for what? Forsaken. You stole my love, but it was overlooked for the finest of bottle of wine. Yeah, I had myself a little bit of swig, and this would be the cinder that I could run to the wind or windows. Somebody had that, for it wasn't told, but it was understood. For next, it was memory. You hauled into the night, for this would be the self, and I have no answer for the breaking of appointment. No fooling around for the keeping the eye, for this would be the load. I'll never slow it down, concerned for the lessons learned, and I bet, but I'm gonna change that love. You could never be the visitation of what you somebody stole. So walk it.
Peace. Peace.
Of love or mind.
Peace.
Of love or mind will take you to a higher place. You are for what? Forsaken. You stole my love, but it was overlooked for the finest of bottle of wine. Yeah, I had myself a little bit of swig, and this would be the cinder that I could run to the wind or windows. Somebody had that, but it wasn't told, but it was understood. For next, it was a memory. You haul into the night, for this would be the self, and I have no answer for the breaking of appointment. No fooling around for the keeping the eye, for this would be the low. I'll never slow it down, concerned for the lessons learned, and I bet, but I'm gonna change that love, for it could never be the visitation of what somebody stole. The soul, walking to lose anything, for can't borrow it for the asking before. She was that poem, or pity, or haiku, simile, find that enemy. Cannot afford to have that for the one, for you can't afford, for this is please let go for the rags. If this is the rags to the start, for the riches of you are no longer meant. For hesitance, you find the body count, for this is what the lungs might explode. Neck, you find the music before, for this I think tense enough to try to suppress it. If the ruin that, for you can't let it be enticing. I can't be fat enough for the pregnant, see for the baby, for this would be the all that I am, for the you can have it once again. For the suppressing what you might explode, or this is tight neck. I think for this is trying to suppress it, whether for the moment, for the you could try it further along, grinding at the teeth. Letting my mind slip for the second to come too fine for the fail, for the once again from flicking my head. This would be the vibe and turn it to the day, for the stop that motion moving we're on once already. Again, already know that plot. Nobody moving in slow motion, everybody but me moving too fast and hold on. And when it fail, for the once again my body's dancing to the beat, not mine. Feel the pain in my neck, sore from giving it a never-ending urge, and once again, strange from constant switching. Then God knows how long this is. Ignore the pain for the focus and the suppressing, for the come next, not being distracted by the pain. Fell once again, flicking in the head for the exes, for the rolling fast eye, for the humanly possible. For this is God, never to done, for this to be the palette, for the sound, for the escaping your mind, for this to be making the sound. Lungs affected by the pain of mine, for the cycle, for the starting over again. To the wave of the energy, for the robbed by the control over my body. Once again, find the power back to fight the back to the vanish. This would be the bed early enough to sleep late, for the battling of the force of the share for the energy I could possibly have left. Wave that once again for the leaving. Exhausted for the napping enough to finally sleep, despite that constant twitching. It's a chemical imbalance of the brain, for the too much that you can find really. Far as that for the concern, for the juice to be the feeling good of a hormone, for the never the making me feel miserable enough for the lay home, for the thinking about, for the cycle would end, for the final that doesn't end, for the this would be the restart. Once again, I need to tell you, there's no way for the ticking, talking through my life for the enticing, and nothing through that for the weak and fine and never caught it. We are that poem. It was sent to you by the sentiments of the mindful transformations of individuals, and these are groups and not couples, or maybe the misspring for the counseling, the walking of the footprints for the carbon I am. And not so much for the collapsing of the floor, for the whether you're not listening to the disability the skinning what you thought, or for when we were lords. Always that. Synonymous to what you find an anomaly, accountable for eternity.
Be able to stand that way. Oh, you do
You are that river, moving with energy. Lord, send me your signal. Send it to me. I wanna be whole. Drink from your water for my soul. Open that letter for the Mother Earth. Cruel hands of your child that know the needs I provide. Never thought I learned to love again, for the cursed mother, for the causing my heart to bleed, to be broken, or to be frozen. It's the inevitable season. You are that river. 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 Moving with energy. Lord, send me your signal. You are that river. Moving with energy. Lord, send me your signal. Send it to me. You are that river, moving with energy. Lord, send me your signal. Send it to me. You are that river, moving with energy. Lord, send me your signal. Send it to me. I wanna be whole. Drink from your water for my soul. Open that letter for the Mother Earth. Through hands of your child to know the needs I provide. Never thought I'd learn to love again, for the curse, the moment, for the causing my heart to bleed in pain, to be broken or to be frozen. It's the inevitable season. I never thought I'd heart to bleed again, this to be broken. You never had to imagine for the love that hit me one day, for the love that you had to head it on my way for the perfect. When I see for the straight, and you're straight into the eyes, and to make me love you more perfectly. Such a beautiful, or maybe present love for everyone. The love and indeed beautiful things that were sent for the. I can wait and love the way you laugh and get upset for everything you do for the love of whatever you do for the. That's all I know. For this is always still the foe. Remember the converse of your eyes, I see the beauty for the universe and the beauty for the capture, the knife for the lock for the photos, and maybe the one of the secret that you can captivate. Hard for the this to be the cat for the doze, and over to captivate. For this a heart from first, and yes you do. For the listening other will what you kind and reminiscent heart for this to scream your name. Yahweh, look into the eyes, speak the same, with nothing need to prove, not for what it is to feel this truth, to be with me for the love, and you know how I feel. You are that river. You are that river. Moving with energy. Lord, send me your signal. Send it to me. I wanna be whole. Drink from your water for my soul. Open that letter for the Mother Earth. Cruel hands of your child that know the needs I provide. Never thought I'd learn to love again, for the curse, the moment, for the causing my heart to bleed in pain, to be broken or to be frozen. It's the inevitable season. You are. I never thought I'd heart to bleed again, for this to be broken. You never had to imagine for the love that hit me one day, for the love that you had to head it on my way for the perfect. When I seek for the straight, and you're straight into the eyes, and to make me love you more perfectly. Such a beautiful, or maybe present love for everyone. Love and indeed beautiful things that were sent for me. I can wait and love the way you laugh and get upset for everything you do for the love of whatever you do for the. That's all I know. For this is always still the foe. Whenever the converse of your eyes, I see the beauty for the universe and the beauty for the capture, the knife for the lock for the photos, and maybe the one of the secret that you can captivate. Hard for the this to be the cat for the doze, and over to captivate. For this a heart from first, and yes you do. For the listening other will what you kind and reminiscent heart for this to scream your name. Look into the eyes, speak the same, not the need to prove, and not for what it is to feel this truth, to be with me for the love, and you know how I feel. So much of what I do for the I really then do the love, the I continue to suppose, and not the heart. Fire at my frozen heart. Flame still sustained. Astronomical love, the mythological the contain, the beautiful desire for the lips, and this red as a flame with the eyes, and the soap reflect after the clear beauty. Everything you hold, more for the soul, and know that enemy for the clothes like that lamb, but it was only the wolf for the threat, and after the never to hunt me, for the decided to never prepare outside, but then within. You know, the stars gazing, just to never forget about tonight. Hold your hands tight, remember. So the night talking. Little words last the way you come, the distance of the speed of this, never to know for the how long, for the matter for the dark, for the silent for the night is. Be with me for the middle of the night, for the true lies in the middle of the night, for the speed fall for the ever for the stargazing, rose and set yourself to the dark. Aphrodite, signature, soul, reflection of you. Inevitable seasons impossible. Find out in the summer. Mythological. Inevitable season. Turn letter for the cool hands of the child. No needs and occupy. Realize what you contain. Hurts each moment for the cause, for the leaf, for the heart, for the bleeding and the pain. This is me, the open letter. And I should not try to be hunted, entrapped, but the silence in me is prepared. Outside and within, and impossible tonight. For the love, say how far for the distance you go for the bliss. It won't matter how dark and silent the night is, to be with me in the middle of the night. It'll be the memory held up on your memo tonight, similar to when you listen to those words I write, left in your carbon footprint in the snow for the fire in my heart and the desire after the eyes. You can see the windows of my wind. When you finally realize that reality is real, then when you win Christ's love.
You are that joy. Or it could have been forbidden for the day was mine.
You are that joy. Or it could have been forbidden for the day was mine. You are that joy. Or it could have been forbidden for the day was mine, for I can enjoy. What does that mean then really? Is it more for the body, for the controlling it? Or is it the breathing until you feel the lungs explode? Or more, this is pressing what you find in your soul. Or are you the what contain this to be the brain left for the remnants of what I can never explain? You are. Register for then in your registration. I can find the paces if you let me. These are the doctrines, these are the infinite knowledge and light for the inside of the enlightenment you taught me. Love, hope, building a bridge and getting over things and being controlled. The music is really calling me and I can find it inside of my soul. My body's controlling me. Does anybody find a hole? So a whole lot of people inside of me, but come for the gospel. Wash with the water with the holy. Put my name in the crosswind. It was a colossal way of expression. It was an extended stay inside of my subconscious. We will listen to the seas by the conch and the hunt for the hunch. Not to say it blunt enough, we can have all that we want for the understanding we come from, for the rock, for the item, for the you can be the ore of the land. Eyes the land for you to be the sea, for the wing, for the bird, and we can flow with these. And it says it be for the liberty, for the justice, and you are the earth or the star, for the stardom of the fate. Clinging on to everything that you ate. Somebody has to go to hunger for this to be the fast, and who ate slow. Stars become dim for the time for them to die. I realize that stopping by for that cage bird, dreaming songs, you forgot about me, but it was a dream. And if you do, then you will. I just want to find that love that's real. Kept my eye on a sparrow, for I can be narrow path. Never on borrowed time. For the time is infinite or finite, but you can have mine. For the reaping of the soul that was lost, and this will be the road, not for the phenomenal, for the maybe it was that stopping by for the wood on the snowy weather, for this weather or not. That road was taken, still our eyes. Never forsaken. This will be supposed to be right down his depth. This is still like dust, and this is how I find that for the blessed, the gloom for the gloom. It's only that for the moon, like some suns, and certainty for the time. For this hoping that you can spring high enough that you can find the lowered eyes. Teardrop for your soulful cries, and that to see what was broken enough for the haunted, for the awful. You can find a gold mine inside of that soul, or inside of that nature for the garden. You'll have that with the words and hatefulness to see the air, or surprise. That's what's the despair. I find that history for the shame, for the writing of the roots and the pain. For this to be the ocean, for the deep of the wide, for the this to be the night, for the split, for the bear. Or I can barely stand it for the tear, for the time, for the sit down, for the daybreak, for the wonders to clear enough. I can find dream and hope is that and it'll be a slave for the ancestors gave. I am see the dream and the hope I rise. With eyes closed to see everything. memorized. As though I was memorizing what wasted, that seducing, the never one was enough for the praise, for the catastrophic, for the announcement, for the certain, never to follow, for the that, for the sad eyes, I can find that. Children not for the beat of bone, the dinner for the belly, for the making, or mock that for the starvation, why you have that for the like and you can find a weight. Lamb, chop, flesh, and ate. Cannot be the beaten, eaten bad for the green peas and the roll up of the plate for the uncertain I can find the innocence and the match that for the helpless of what you can find the face of this would be the hoop would bring the peas and lamb chop. One morning I can find that for the this would be the yearning. Who you are from what you start and this and walking in the right place with no footstep of the this would be this only sand that I can find. Counting for the numbers and you can have mine 100 makes one complete. Still I come by for the stopping of the woods and you can have me if it was understood from the cage bird sings. I ran earth in the morning. This is the infinite that you are. It was more than silver from Wordsworth. Years now. Once that gathering to what you have all. That place where the sidewalk ends and the street begins. This grass that grows. Gathering the leaves and I never have that for the scene. Smarter swapped away. Light in the attic.
You are the joy. You are the joy. Or could have been forbidden for the day was mine, for I can enjoy. You are the joy.
You are the joy. Or could have been forbidden for the day was mine, for I can enjoy. What does that mean then really? Is it more for the body, for controlling you? Or is it the breathing continue for the love and explode? Or this is pressing what you find in your soul? Or you the what contain this to be drained, left for the remnants of what I can never explain? You are. Register for then in your registration. I can find the paces if you will let me. You are the joy.